Hey everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Officer's Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. As you know that from today onward, we have to start with the definition terms of the various act. In your BRBL subject, total 25 act is there. So from today onwards, we have to study about the different the legal terms that is used in the act. So before starting this session, I would like to say you that each module, suppose module D, it will contain total 9 act. Module D contain 9 act, Module C contain 10 act, Module B contain 4 act, and Module A contain 2 acts. So there are total 25 acts in your BRBL subject. So suppose 1, that is the Indian contract. Today I'm going to start with the Module D because Module D and C, that is a very important one. So if I start this Indian Contract Act now, so in the Indian Contract Act, I will explain today the various legal term that is used in the Indian Contract Act. Okay, so one by one we will understand these terms, and these terms you can just correlate with the paid class, because in the paid class we have just learned the concept. So the concept word that is come from which part? This is definition part. And in each act, section 2 contain the definition terms. Okay, so the Indian contract, no need to learn the what? This year name or etc. You only need to learn the terms that we will use in the particular act. Okay, so now let's start with the first word that is on the screen, that is proposal. What is proposal? As you know that in the contract, yeah, right now the contract will be start from the word offer, right? If one person is offering, suppose if Nisha ma'am is offering that I want to purchase this CIB new selection batch, so Nisha ma'am is offering and Adda is accepting. So offer in the second term we will call it proposal. So offer in the next term we will call it the proposal. So offer is equal to proposal. So what is offer? When one person signify to another, it means in the offer there must be two persons. Suppose X and Y is two persons. So one person signify to another his willingness to do and to abstain from doing. To do means positive act and abstain means not. Suppose I'm just giving you the example of to do, right? So example of to do, just like the example of CIB selection batch, you want to purchase it. So that is a positive act. And what is abstain? Abstain means I will not sell my black car, but I will sell my blue car. So not sell my black car, that is a negative term. So abstain means in legal term not to do. What is abstain? That is not to do. So this is the simple concept of the term abstain. So what is written? When one person signify to another his willingness to do and abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining assent. What is assent? Assent means the when opposite party reply. So X want a reply from Y. So Y will give assent to that such act and abstent, that is called proposal. So this is the legal term. But you know the definition of proposal now, that what is offer. If Nikita ma'am is offering, I just want to sell my this pencil. So that my language is simple, and in the paid class also I have just used that language, but this is the legal language. This is the definition of proposal that is written in the your Bare Act. Bare Act means where all the sections are written in the systematic way. So this is the exact definition of the term, that is proposal. That's it. So I think this definition is clear to all of you that what is exact the proposal, isn't it? So I think no doubt in the term proposal. Okay, so in the simple language, you can say when one person offer to another, that is called proposal. That's it. Okay, guys, this is called proposal. Okay, so this is your particular word. Okay, proposal. That's it. So I think now this is clear to all of you that what is proposal. Okay, so you can just relate this language. That's why I always used to use a very simple language. Okay, so this is the simple language that is I used in the paid class. Okay, so I think this definition is clear to all of you. Next, after offer, the opposite party will accept it, right? Now, so in the B section, and no need to learn the section, guys, no need to learn the section. In B, promise is written, accepted is written. So what is accepted? When the person to whom proposal is made, when the person to whom proposal is made signify his assent. Assent means opposite party will say, yes, I want to purchase your car. This is called when the proposal is given assent by the another person, that is called accepted. And what is promise? The promise is basically when proposal when proposal is accepted, that equal to promise. When proposal is accepted, guys, that is equal to promise. So this is the simple term of this one. That is clear? Yes, guys. Proposal plus acceptance is equal to promise. I think three terms we have done: proposal, acceptance, and that is the promise, right? So in the if you just remember the formula of contract, so offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term we will call it promise. In legal term we just called it what? Promise. Agreement. In agreement, when the law will enforce, that is equal to what? Contract. So this is the formula that we have discussed in the Indian Contract Act. Is that okay? Right? Now, next one. What is promisor? That is so simple. Nikita ma'am is offering to sell her car. So the person making the proposal is called promisor. The person accepting the proposal is called promisee. See, so Nikita ma'am is the promisor and the opposite party is called promisee. Done? Okay, so this is promisor and promisee. So very important terms are there. Done, guys? Now, oh my God, what is this? This is consideration. And see the definition that is written in your act. This is the definition of consideration. When at the desire of the promise. First of all, see the definition, because what I have teach you, what is consideration? Consideration means what I have teach you, something for something. Something for something, that is called what? Consideration, right? Now, so consideration here means when at the desire of the promiser, promisee, or any other person has done and abstained. What is this? This is past consideration. Does and abstain. This is present. Okay. Does or abstain from doing and promises to do and abstain from doing. That is future. So consideration means in simple language something for something. If you purchase the batch is your consideration, and for Adda you have given the money. Money is the consideration for that one. So this is what consideration, that in contract each party required something for something. I will not give you anything in a free of cost. You have to pay me something for that one. You have to pay me something. So consideration is basically that is something for something. That's it. Is that okay? Something for something, that is called consideration. Okay? X want to sell car to Y person. So X is sending car to Y person and Y is giving money for that. So this car and this money is the consideration in this contract. Is that okay? So this is the exact definition of this one. Next, what is agreement? So guys, agreement is nothing. Just see the formula. Offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term is called agreement plus law enforceability. So this is agreement. So this is the exact definition of the term agreement, that when offer is accepted, that is called agreement. But this agreement, what is? Every promise, what is written in the legal term, every promise and every set of promises. It means one person promise, second person also promise, forming the consideration, and in this promise you must require consideration, that is called agreement. And in the Indian contract, guys, as you know that there are various type of agreement. The first is legal agreement. Okay, this is a legal agreement. And then social agreement and religious agreement, but we only have to study the legal agreement. That's it. So legal agreement is basically what? In which the consideration will be there from the both side. So here every promise and set of promises, that is called this. Because in social agreement, if one person will not fulfill the promise, we cannot file the case. In the religious agreement also, we cannot file the case if one person is not doing the fulfilling the things. Okay, but in the legal agreement, if you will not give me my money na, and I have already given you my car, so in that case I can file a suit. So this is called agreement. So in the Indian Contract Act, we only have to study about the legal agreement, because when the legal agreement will be enforced now, then it will be converted into the term contract. That's it. So I think this definition is clear to all of you right now. Every definition is important, every definitions, right? Now next one. Next one is, what is reciprocal promise? X and Y is there now. X is making promises and Y is also making promise. Y is also making promises. So what is this? The promises which form the consideration or the part of consideration for each other, that is called reciprocal promises. This is called reciprocal promises. Is that okay? Reciprocal promise means the promises from both side. That is called reciprocal promise. And guys, if you just not understand any legal term now, so please write down in the comment box, because regularly the session will be go on regularly. So please do not forget it. Right? This is called reciprocal promise. Next, what is this? This is void agreement. As you know that void agreement. So there are types of agreement. Void means what? That is null or zero. This is called void. So agreement, what is written? An agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void. An agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void. This is called void agreement. See, null, void. I'm just giving you the one best example. Suppose if any minor is there. If any minor is there and that minor, okay, if make any contract. So first of all, the minor cannot make an agreement. If minor is doing an agreement, that agreement will from the initial stage, that will be the void ab initio. So minor is the best example. Suppose an unsound mind is making any agreement. So that agreement is void ab initio. So that is the best example to understand. Is that okay? Done, guys? So this is your particular void agreement. Done? Next, what is contract? So I think this is the best example, an agreement enforceable by law. That is simply written, that is called what? Contract. So what I have told you, offer plus acceptance. Now I will not write the term promise, that is equal to agreement. So this agreement is just like this agreement. So agreement, so understand this is offer plus acceptance. When enforceable by law is equal to contract. So this is the best example to understand the definition of the term contract. Right, guys? Now, what is voidable contract? Voidable contract. C class. X and Y is there. X is doing fraud with Y. X is saying that I have two bungalow, but actually X has only one bungalow. And X give a bungalow that's not belong to the Y person. So in that case, what will happen? X is doing fraud. So if X person is doing fraud, it means suppose Y by mistakenly sign the contract. He have given the 50 lakh rupees for that bungalow. But now when Y get to know that this is not the bungalow of X, so in that case, what will happen? Y have a right only to breach the contract. Y have a right to breach the contract because the fraud is done by X person. So Y is doing fraud. So Y X is doing fraud. X will not breach the contract, violate the contract, but Y will do. Because Y, because X have done fraud, that's why Y now just want to breach the contract. He will apply to the court, file the case to the court, and the court will now order X person to pay some compensation to the Y person and give 50 lakh rupees back to the Y person. So the contract in which only one party have right to breach the contract, this is called voidable contract. A very simple definition. So if any contract is done by fraud, if any contract is done by coercion, if any contract is done by undue influence, if any contract is done by misrepresentation, so in all the four cases, the contract will be breached by only one party. That's it. And this is the last definition, guys. What is void contract? Right now we have done with the void agreement. So agreement always come before contract. So we know that void agreement is always void ab initio, the contract done by minor and this one unsound person, etc. But void contract means agreement is done, but it will be breach. A best example I'm giving you. I have just demand 100 kg of potato from a shopkeeper. When shopkeeper was sending that potato, and I have already given the advance for that potato. When the shopkeeper was sending that potato through the truck now, earthquake come and the truck just fell into the river. Now this 100 kg of potato sunk in the river. So now this contract is possible. The contract is possible. The answer is no. So the void contract is basically that in initial stage it is valid, but later on it is what? It is valid, and later on this is void. This is called voidable contract. In initial stage it is valid, but in later on it is void, because that is not possible. Why it is void? Because later on it is not possible when the potato sunk in the river. So this is the best example of the term void contract. So that's all for today's class. So I hope so you people enjoy the definition term of the Indian contract. So in the September, my target is to finish this one. Okay guys, and this is your new Sankalp selection batch, which is already started from 4th of September. My subject is going to be start from 22 of September. So if you want to join the class, please use the code PREP80 for the maximum discount. In this single paid batch, you will get the live classes, its recorded sessions, mock paper, ebooks, etc. So use the coupon code PREP80 for the maximum discount up to 81%. Okay, and this is your JIB CAIIB ka Maha pack. Okay.